Today I'll be showing you how to crochet this beautiful hair bow. For the flowers, I'll be leaving the link on the description box so that you can customize it according to your liking. This is a beginner friendly tutorial, so let's get into the materials you'll be using. Before we begin, let's pray. Dear God, I dedicate this tutorial into your hands. Bless the work of my hands and the hands of those watching. Open our minds to learn and apply our creativity. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, amen. Step 1, you're going to begin with the bow. To begin, make a slip knot, and you can make it in any way you prefer. And after that, you're going to chain 61 chains. So chain 61 chains. I wait you back in. So we are done making our 61 chains, and this is how it looks like. To begin row 1, skip the first chain and into the second chain, and you're working into the back bumps. Okay, place a half double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook into the second chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all the 3 loops. To do half double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook into the chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have a total of 3 loops, yarn over and pull through all the 3 loops. And then you're just going to place 1 half double crochet into each chain across until the end of the round. I meet you back in. And remember to work into the back bumps if you want a cleaner and neat look. But if you don't want that, just work into the normal chains. And make sure at the end of the round you have a total of 60 stitches. So we are done with row 1, and this is how it looks like. So let's go to row 2. To begin row 2, chain 1 and then you turn your work. In this row, we are just going to place 1 half double crochet into each stitch across until the end of the round. So begin by placing 1 half double crochet into your first stitch and then into each stitch that is following. I meet you in at the end of the round. So we are done with row 2, and this is how it looks like. Okay, so let's go to row 3. So from row 3 to row 9, we're just going to repeat row 2. I meet you back in once you have your 9 rows. So after some time, we have a total of 9 rows. Yeah. So what you're going to do, we are going to chain 1. I've already chained 1. After that, you're going to leave a long tail. Not that long. And then you're going to cut off the rest of the yarn. And we are going to fasten off. Yes. So what you're going to do next is you're going to sew the parts together to connect them using your darning needle. You're going to sew the parts together. Just observe what I'm doing on the video and then you can apply it. I meet you back in once you are done. So once you're done connecting the parts together, you're going to tie a knot to finish off and secure the yarn. And we are done. Yes. So what you're going to do now, we are going to form the bow, and this is our middle part. This is our mark. So what you're going to do, we are going to fold the bow and mark the center. Once you have done that and gotten the center, what you're going to do, we are going to sew the way I'm doing. Just observe what I'm doing. I can't explain it. You're just going to sew and that middle part. Just observe what I'm doing kindly. So once we are done, we're going to pull the tail tight, and then using that same tail, we are going to wrap the yarn around that center. So wrap as many times as you can, just wrap. Okay, wrap it tightly as many times as you can. And then once you have enough, just tie a knot. You can tie twice, thrice, depends how you want it. And then once you are done tying, just cut off the rest of the tail of yarn, and we are done making our bow. Just adjust it to fit the bow, and we are done. So let's go into the next step. Step 2, you're going to work on the bow tails. To begin, make a slip knot in any way you prefer, and then you're going to chain 2. So once you have your 2 chains, so let's go to row 1. To begin row 1, skip the first chain, and into the second chain, which is our last chain, place 2 half double crochets, which is an increase. So at the end of row 1, we should have a total of 2 stitches. So let's go to row 2. To begin row 2, chain 1, and then you turn your work. So in row 2, into our first stitch, you're going to place an increase. That's 2 half double crochet into the same stitch. And then into the next stitch, you're just going to place 1 half double crochet. And at the end of row 2, you should have a total of 3 stitches. So let's go to row 3. To begin row 3, chain 1, and then turn your work slowly. In this round, into our first 2 stitches, we are going to just place 1 half double crochet, and then into our last stitch, you're going to do an increase. So let's start. So 1 half double crochet, into another stitch, 1 half double crochet, and into our last stitch, you're going to place 2 half double crochet into that same stitch. At the end of the row, you should have a total of 4 stitches. So let's go to row 4. So to begin row 4, chain 1, and then you turn your work. In this row, we are going to place an increase into our first stitch, followed by 1 half double crochet into the rest of the remaining stitches. So let's begin. Place 2 half double crochet into the first stitch. And then once you're done, place 1 half double crochet into the remaining 3 stitches. I meet you back in, and you should have a total of 5 stitches. So once you're done with row 4, we are going into the next row, but before that, you can notice it's curving outwards with the increase. So let's go to row 5. To begin row 5, chain 1, and then you turn your work. In this row, we are going to place 1/2 double crochet into the first 4 stitches and an increase into our last stitch. So let's begin. So at the last stitch, we are going to place 2/2 double crochet into that stitch. So this is 1 and then 2. So we are done, and you should have a total of 6 stitches. Okay, to begin row 6, chain 1 and then you turn your work. In this row, we are going to place 2/2 double crochet into the first stitch and then 1/2 double crochet into the next 5 stitches, and you should have a total of 7 stitches at the end of the row. And that is it for row 6, and we are done. This is how it looks like. So let's go into the next rows. So from row 7 to row 10, you're going to repeat row 5 and row 6 respectively, and I have the written pattern on the screen. So let's meet back in once you reach row 10. So after some time, this is what we have, and as you can see, it's curving outwards, and you should have a total of 11 stitches. So let's go to row 11. To begin row 11, chain 1 and then you turn your work slowly. In this row, we're just going to place 1/2 double crochet into each stitch until the end of the row. You should have a total of 11 stitches at the end of the row. So once you're done with row 11, you're going to place a stitch marker to mark the end of the increases and the start of the normal rows. So let's go into the next step. So from row 12 to row 49, you're just going to chain 1, then you turn your work and place 1/2 double crochet into each stitch until the end of the row. And at the end of each row, you should have a total of 11 stitches. So I meet you back in once you reach row 49. So after some time, I'm at row 49. Hope you are at 49 too. So let's go into the next row. For row 50, you're going to chain 1 and then you turn your work slowly. So before we begin this row, this is something you should consider. Your increases and decreases should be on the same side. Okay, so as you can see, this is the side that you're going to do a decrease to match the other side. Okay, so to begin, into our first 2 stitches, you're going to do a decrease, and then into the next stitches, you're just going to place 1/2 double crochet until the end. To begin, yarn over, insert your hook into the first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have a total of 3 stitches, and then into the next stitch, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have a total of 4 stitches, yarn over and pull through all the 4 stitches. That's how we're going to do our decrease, and then 1/2 double crochet into the next stitches until the end of the row. To begin row 51, chain 1 and then you turn your work slowly. In this row, we're going to place 1/2 double crochet into each stitch until we have 2 stitches left where we're going to do a decrease. So let's begin. You have 2 last stitches left. We are going to do a decrease. So to do a decrease, yarn over, insert your hook into the first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have a total of 3 loops. Into the next stitch, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have a total of 4 stitches. yarn over and pull through all the 4 stitches. That's how we do our decrease, and we are done. So remember to place a stitch marker to differentiate between the normal rows and the decrease rows that you're doing. Okay? So to begin row 52, chain 1 and then you turn your work slowly. So you're going to do a decrease into our first 2 stitches and then 1 half double crochet into the rest of the stitches. So begin by doing that. And then once you have your 4 loops, yarn over and pull through the 4 loops and then 1 half double crochet into the rest of the stitches, and you should have a total of 8 stitches at the end of the row. So we are done with row 52, and as you can see, it's curving inwards with the decreases you're doing. So let's go into the next row. To begin row 53, chain 1 and then you turn your work. We are going to place 1 half double crochet into each stitch until we have 2 stitches left where we do a decrease. So let's begin. So once you have 2 stitches left, you're going to do a decrease. And then we are done. So from row 54 to 58, you're going to follow the pattern on the screen. I meet you back in once you are done. So at the end of row 58, you should have a total of 2 stitches. So to begin row 59, chain 1 and then you turn your work. So we are going to do our last decrease. So yarn over, insert your hook into the first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops. To the next stitch, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have a total of 4 loops. Yarn over, pull through all the 4 loops, and we are done. So chain 1 and leave some tail of yarn, and then you cut off the rest of the yarn. So once we are done, this is how they look like. So let's go into the next step, which is weaving in our loose end using our darning needle. Just observe what I'm doing and you can apply the same thing. And make sure when you're weaving in your loose ends, don't pull the tail tight. Yeah. And then to secure the tail fully, always go into the opposite sides once you have gone into the other side. And then once you are done, cut off the rest of the tail and we are done. So do the same. So we are going to place our stitch marker on row 30. So what you're going to do is you're going to count 29 rows from the start, and then when you reach row 30, you place your stitch marker there. That's our middle part we're going to attach to the bow. So taking your darning needle which has some tail of yarn, so we are going to go into row 30. Just see what I'm doing and apply that. So once you have done sewing in and going through that row, leave some tail on the lower part and then pull the tail on the upper part tightly. And then what you're going to do is you're going to wrap that tail of yarn into that row. Just wrap it. I don't know what I can say here, but just you can see what I'm doing and do the same, okay? Just wrap until you are satisfied with what it has formed. I meet you back in. So once you have done wrapping, just take the darning needle off and then you're going to tie a knot or continue wrapping. Yeah, wrap as tightly as you can. And then once you are done, you're going to tie a knot twice or once, it depends on what you want, okay? And then we are done. So you're going to join the tail to the bow, but first there's something you should consider. Those decreases and increases should face outwards. The way I've structured this one on the photo, take the same structure like mine, and then we go into joining the bow to the tail, okay? We're going to use our darning needle. Hey guys, please just observe what I'm doing because I can't explain it. Okay, just observe what I'm doing, and once you have inserted your yarn into the tail, you're going to do the same by going into the wrapping of the yarn that we had. Go through into it or through it, and then once you are done, you're going to pull tight. And then with that, you're going to remove the darning needle, and then you're going to wrap. Now you're going to wrap using that tail tightly. Just wrap. Just see what I'm doing, and then you apply that. So wrap tightly as many times as you can, and once you have what you want, you're going to tie a knot, and then you're going to cut off the rest of the tail. And like that, we are done with joining our bow with our tail, and this is how it looks like. So beautiful. So let's go into the next step. Step 4, we are going to make the bow holder. To begin, make a slip knot in any way you prefer, and then we are going to chain 4. So once you have your 4 chains, to begin row 1, skip the first chain, and into the second chain, place half double crochet, and then half double crochet into the rest of the 2 stitches. And with that, you should have a total of 3 stitches at the end of row 1. To begin row 2, chain 1 and then turn your work, and you're going to place 1/2 double crochet into each stitch across, and you should have a total of 3 stitches at the end of the row. So from row 3 to row 8, you're going to chain 1 and then you turn your work, and then you're going to place 1/2 double crochet into each stitch across, and at the end of the row you should have 3 stitches. I meet you back in once you have 8 rows. So once you have 8 rows, chain 1 and then leave a long tail, and then cut off the rest of the yarn. Remember to fasten off. Step 5, you're going to connect the bow holder to the bow and the tail. So just do what I'm showing on the screen because I don't know how to explain it. And then you're going to take your darning needle, and then we are going to sew the part together to connect it. Just do that. Take your time, do it slowly. And once you're done, make sure it's secure. So once you're done, what you're going to do is we are going to weave in the rest of the tail that is remaining on our darning needle. Make sure it's secure. So once you're done, you're going to cut off the rest of the tail, and then do the same with this. I meet you back in. And our bow is all done, so let's go into the next step on how to attach the hairpin. So for the hairpin, you can use any type you have. I have these two types here. You can use any. So take your hairpin and attach it like I'm doing. So guys, thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Hope you enjoyed watching the tutorial as much as I enjoyed making it for you. For the flowers, I'll be leaving the link on the description box. You can customize it with butterflies, hearts, or flowers. So thank you so much for watching. Remember this, whatever you do it with all your heart, as if you're doing it for the Lord and not for the human beings. So stay kind, creative, and happy crocheting. Bye bye.